Welcome back to Safe Buys. I'm Safe. Premise of this video is, do I regret buying this PS5 Slim now that we have solid rumors that the PS5 Pro is coming out? And better question yet, should you buy the PS5 Slim knowing the PS5 Pro is more likely than not just around the corner? I'll provide 7 reasons why I went for the PS5 Slim, 3 reasons why you might not want to go for it. I'll also touch on the PS5 Pro specs and benefits. So I'll start out by talking about the PS5 Pro features and specs that have been leaked so far, or that are rumored so far. These obviously might change. Let's talk about the PS5 Pro. The specs released to date are that obviously it's going to have better graphical fidelity, allegedly like 3 times more graphical fidelity, and I'm going to save you the technical details. I'm just going to go over what the overall impression I have from what I read. It's also going to be able to do higher frame rates while maintaining the same 4K output, so you won't have to choose between like performance mode and graphical fidelity mode, which is an option on a lot of the PlayStation exclusive games and other games too. You won't have to really decide which to choose between those. Those are the main things, I think. It might also have the PlayStation Link technology built into it, hopefully, so that you don't need all these dongles when you're using a PlayStation official headset. That would be nice, because I have way too many dongles because I have a lot of headsets, and if you're interested in headsets, I'll link a video to the best PS5 headset and the best PS5 earbuds at the end of this video. Improved ray tracing apparently, so like reflections and everything like that will look more pristine, allegedly. I know that games like GTA 6 might really need the extra power of the PS5 Pro as well to be able to run at high 4K rendering while also maintaining a decent frame rate. So that would be major key, because GTA 6, everybody knows that's going to really sell well, so you might want to get the PS5 Pro just for that. But anyway, let's talk about the 7 reasons why I don't regret buying the PS5 Slim. Reason number 1, I didn't have to pay full price. After I sold my other PS5, number 1, it was 11% off, and number 2, after I sold my original PS5, like the difference wasn't that much. I paid an extra $100 and then I bought it. So I sold my old PS5 for $400. I sold 2 PS5s, by the way, because I had one on my TV and one for my desk, and I sold them both inside of 24 hours for around $400 equivalent in Canadian. And this is in Toronto, like a highly populated city. So if you're not in a highly populated city, it might be more difficult for you to sell your old PS5. Yeah, I didn't have much issue at all. It was a super hot item on Christmas Eve, actually. So that's 1. Number 2, it's 24% lighter than the original PS5, and I think that's with the disc drive, and then it's 30% less volume than the original PS5 as well. That's pretty great, and you can see them side by side here. It does look slightly smaller. Carrying it around, it just feels way lighter at 7.1 pounds versus whatever the other one was. It was like 10 point something pounds. It does make a big difference, especially when you remove the disc drive, which takes me to my next 3rd point. The disc drive is removable. I bought it with the disc drive, as you can see here. You could just remove it. I went fully digital about 3 months after the original PS5 came out, back when, what was that, 2021? I appreciate that I still have the option. In all likelihood, I'm probably never gonna use this. And you can buy it separately. If you originally buy the discless edition of the PS5 Slim, then you can buy it separately for $80 or something like that. And why is the weight important for me? It's because when I'm traveling, I like to take the PS5 with me, even though I rarely ever play it when I'm traveling, but just in case. And this way you won't go over, you won't have to pay any baggage overage fees potentially, plus also less volume, take up less space in your bag. The PS5 Pro is also probably going to be heavier than the original PS5 and bigger at that. Just keep that in mind, because I believe it's going to have 3 times the graphical fidelity, which rivals some PCs, apparently, some high-end PCs. Again, don't quote me on that. I'm not technically fluent on all of the details. And when you get the plates for the PS5, you are going to get both a disc and a discless mold. So currently I've got the discless on here, but you also have the disc version. Here it is in white, here it is in black. Number 4, the eject button on the disc drive is on the disc drive, so it's separate from the power button, which is on the center of the console here. And that way you won't be accidentally prone to turning off your PS5 when you were meant to eject, and vice versa, which was an issue with the original PS5, definitely for me. On the rare occasion I did use the disc. That's another benefit there. Number 5, I like the port placement on the PS5 Slim better, because there's 2 USB-C ports on the front. Granted, some of you might prefer a USB-A port on the front, mainly because Sony, with their new headsets, they're using USB-A dongles. So if you want to plug this in here, you're going to need to plug it in the back. And if it's in your entertainment center, you know, you might struggle a little to reach over on the back and plug it in there, which is slightly annoying. Number 2, they should have built the PlayStation Link technology in here. Like, they built this whole proprietary software. Maybe it was just like a production timeline issue. I'm hoping the PS5 Pro has that. where the PlayStation Link is just built into it and we don't need these dongles. The other difference is the HDMI port is higher up here on the Slim. So on the PS5 regular, it's like lower down here. So if you have it, I sometimes put it below my desk and then I have the HDMI cable going up to my monitor here. The fact that it's higher, when I raise the desk to like stand or anything, it's not pulling on the cable as much. Granted, that's a super specific niche benefit there. Also, you have two USB-A ports on the back. So you got two USB-A, two USB-C. Yeah, it's just one extra USB-C port. And the good thing about the USB-C ports is if you're using the latest high-end gaming headsets, like the Odyssey Maxwell or the Turtle Beach Stealth Pro, most of the newer headsets, the high-end ones at least, use USB-C dongles. I am glad that I can plug two of these in here. So, bam, one. Bam, two USB-C dongles. And then I can just switch between the headsets when I feel like it. And number 6, I appreciate these plastic feet solution for putting it in horizontal mode versus the system they had on the original PS5. This is another Slim, barely a benefit, but thought I might as well say. And so when you don't have the disc attached to your PS5 Slim, and this is what I do, I just leave the feet in there, and now I can just put it horizontal. And it looks a little off. I could just put it like this and I don't need to keep removing the vertical stand. When I want to take it to my desk, I just take it out, plop it under my desk, and then I'm playing on my monitors, right? So I can easily switch between the two. I don't know if it's recommended that you use it like this, but whatever, there's airflow, barely not horizontal, and it looks just fine. Actually, what I noticed is, you guys can let me know in the comments, but when I remove the vertical stand, without the disc, it's like imbalanced. Or is this balanced? I don't know. Is this more horizontal than when I had the vertical stand on it? And of course, our 7th and final pro here is that the plates are two-tone like this, so this wasn't possible on the original PS5. But the fact that the plates are separate now allows me to rock this yin and yang action. Again, I'm gonna pin a comment to a YouTube short from Alan Watts on why I appreciate this yin and yang action in general, and why I appreciate black and white colorways pretty much all around my house. It's just pretty symbolic. And a pretty cool look if you ask me. Let me know in the comments though if this makes you gag and you would never rock your PlayStation like this. But me, I'm all for it, to be honest. Let's make it a thing actually. If we can make this a thing, everybody's rocking yin and yang PS5s, we'd be starting a whole movement there. Anyway, that's the 7 reasons why you might want to get the PS5 Slim despite the PS5 Pro coming out, and why I don't regret getting the PS5 Slim. Some reasons you might want to stay away from the PS5 Slim. Number 1, obviously the PS5 Pro is coming right around the corner. If you know you're going to want to upgrade to that to have the best experience for the next gen games like GTA 6 and everything like that, you're probably just going to want to wait. But you have to keep in mind that it's probably going to be a lot heavier, a lot larger. It's going to be somewhat heavier and somewhat larger than the original is my expectations, though obviously that's not confirmed, so that may or may not be the case. But the second reason it might be inconvenient to buy this one is the stand. I think it's sold separately for $30 US or something. I don't mind it. I think it looks a lot cleaner than the original PS5 stand. It's just like super slim and sleek. And con number 2, with the 2 USB-C ports on the front, that means if your entertainment center, it doesn't allow a lot of airflow on the back. If you're using one of the PlayStation official headsets, there have been some reports of people saying they're running into connectivity issues when they're playing for a long time because the dongle presumably gets heated and then that messes with the connection to the headsets or something. But I've never run into this myself. Unless you're playing for like 5+ hours, I imagine, I don't think you'll run into this issue neither. But let me know in the comments if you've ran into that issue with the PS5 Slim as well. I'm curious. So yeah, if you're interested in my reviews on finding the best PS5 headset and the best PS5 earbuds, these aren't the only 2 options you have. I've made dedicated videos reviewing all the best options and which ones I would choose under what circumstance. So I'll link those 2 at the end of this video. And also, if you are interested in starting your own channel like this one, reviewing products you love that you end up buying, I'm gonna link all the equipment that I use, all the equipment and software as much as I can that I use to film these videos, because I didn't, honestly, when I started this, I just thought I'm gonna regret not having tried this. But after I started, the only thing I regret is not having started sooner, as every YouTuber will tell you. And really, guys, I'm working a full-time job. I'm doing this with any free time I have. It's pretty fulfilling to do something you enjoy and talk about products you enjoy, and that's what this channel is all about. I'm just trying to find the best products in different tech categories, let people know my opinion. That's generally what I go to YouTube for, and that's where I discovered all these amazing tech YouTubers and all these different review channels. I'm glad to be giving it a shot myself. Post these videos with no expectations. If one person views it, really, I'm satisfied. And if you go in with that mentality, really, you can't lose. And also, let me know in the comments if you have any specific questions about getting started with your own channel or anything like that. I'm just one step into this game, so that you can learn a lot from someone who's not 10 steps ahead of you. MKBHD's teachings, for example, on the matter might be a lot different and irrelevant to us who are just doing this entirely on our own and just getting started at that at a completely different time period from when they got started, you know, the greats. Definitely click on the links in the description to the products I used to film this video, as well as I'm going to pin a comment to a nice Alan Watts short that I think is relevant to the theme of this video and the theme of this channel in general. The PS5 Slim is a safe buy. This is Safe Buys. Catch you on the next video, guys.